did Sony dodge another bullet? Given everything we're seeing and hearing, I don't really see Sony taking an interest in this game. I have a really hard time seeing PlayStation fans accepting this game. Listen, don't mind me. Many PlayStation fans have been critical of Final Fantasy XVI's performance mode. It seems like a lot more in this game is far more reaching than what happens when I'm exploring in Final Fantasy XVI. And I'm going to actually admit that the questing loop and the story has already started to hook me more than I expected. It's very video gamey. It's very Bethesda feeling. Okay, it doesn't feel next gen at all. It just feels like they made everything kind of bigger and brighter. That's the point! That's literally the point of next gen, bro. It's just better looking. It's just bigger. That's the point of next gen, bro. No matter how I shake this, I'm disappointed. Think about the own goal that you're kicking.
Have you seen anything like this? Starfield has broken these PlayStation fanboys to unprecedented levels. These guys have gone full feral over this Xbox console exclusive. Are you still in any doubts that PlayStation fanboys are the most salty and comprehensively insane? Just look at their impressive rage and tell me for yourself.
A particularly upstanding citizen of the internet here tweeted this in response to me playing Starfield. He said, "Alana Pierce should be fired for promoting Xbox games on a public platform like this. Extremely unprofessional and demonstrates a lack of loyalty and seriousness to PlayStation, her employer, at Herman Holst, at Corey Palmolk." Which, as an aside, Corey and I spent about 10 minutes before a meeting today talking about the stuff we were doing in Starfield and how much we were enjoying it, so good luck with that one. I'm also quite confident that if I DM'd Herman and were like, "Hey, how are you liking Starfield?" he'd be like,
"Fuck you, bitch!"
This isn't just an issue with a few fanboys on the internet. Almost every PlayStation fanboy content creator exposed how insecure they were over Starfield. One even had the audacity to be shocked.
People got mad at me. People were like legitimately calling me a hater, saying that I want the game to fail. Clearly, that's not the case. Well, this is kind of a dog shit conference. What do y'all think about it? Wow, this was dog shit. Yeah, this looks like Xbox's next Redfall. Big congrats to y'all. I'm going to make a video real quick saying the Xbox showcase was wet dog shit getting sucked out of a nun's asshole. Now that we have a bunch more gameplay, wow, that's incredibly freaking poorly lit. Oh, look at all that big empty space. I still think the faces look so freaking terrible. Everybody just looks like a weird emotionless puppet. So weird, like, hello, it is I, a Bethesda character.
PlayStation just spat in the faces of ponies with ridiculous price hikes, but these ponies are just swallowing it and stretching their logic far wider than Jim Ryan has stretched their rectal cavities.
Outside of my preference and my experience with Bethesda games, and my love for Bethesda games, one thing I have noticed is Todd Howard's vision of being able to interact with everything. Ibanta said this earlier. You can literally pick up like cups. I mean,
everything.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah,
and it's
rocks,
like,
everything.
okay, Todd, this was cool 20 years ago. You know, with the hardware limitations that we had back then. That scale scope was really cool back then, 20 years ago.
This big Bethesda fan is annoyed about an optional feature that is a staple of Bethesda's RPGs being in its big Bethesda RPG. I guess less options are better than more for these ponies, but I wonder how they're faring with Baldur's Gate 3. There's a definite silence from them about the game they pretend is a PlayStation exclusive.
Could Starfield end up being a timed exclusive? I know this seems crazy. I've gotten a lot of pushback on this theory, but I think there are a lot of recent developments.
Today, I'm not so sure, like, why?
These ponies are really taking lessons from their leader, lion crying Jim Ryan. Take a look at this.
I haven't got that yet with Starfield, but I'm not far in it. But I want to say one thing, though. The game is, so far, based on word of mouth, reviews, it's a disappointment.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game, but it is a disappointment considering.
I mean, how much have you played?
Like 3 hours.
Okay, and what's disappointing about it to you?
To me, it just doesn't get first of all, I thought the intro was horrendous. I think the writing.
What about the intro? What about the intro was horrendous?
It just was very lackluster. Like if you compare it to Skyrim, immediately you're fighting a dragon, and then you're sent out into the world to do anything you want.
Wait for it.
Like literally anything you want. Whereas this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little more shallow. It's a little bit almost more like Mass Effect, where it's more story oriented.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
Pushing you in a certain direction.
Do you think that was the choices you made? What is her name? Lynn or Lim, the lady who's your boss? Do you think part of it is just that, the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and shit, and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it, and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game, so I'm assuming you haven't played it yet, correct?
No, I swear to God, I played it, but it's
wow.
Like when you go to
legendary.
Who's laughing now?
These lying bastards. But take a look at this guy. Tell me MBG doesn't look deranged.
AI is still pretty terrible, with enemies just strolling around without a care in the world as you shoot them in the head, or even just standing in fridges alone staring up.
Cretins of all ages are out in force, just getting embarrassed as soon as they deploy their bad takes.
Let's take a look and see what they said.
We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in.
Say it louder for the people in the back!
That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in.
If only ponies demanded more from their derivative, copy and paste sequels like they do with Starfield. From NPCs to invisible walls, these guys are scrutinizing every microscopic element of the game. King Thrash, bless his pony heart, doesn't even cover PlayStation games anymore. He's exclusively an Xbox channel and has covered Starfield more than any PlayStation exclusive ever. The range of saltiness is truly impressive. From modifying and changing Starfield's startup screen to the PlayStation logo, to announcing that they were going to review bomb the game on Metacritic, or announcing that they were going to post spoilers to ruin some shit for some Xbox. This virginless behavior is more proof of their insecurities. But whilst the PlayStation Nation was descended into all-out warfare, an incredible saga was brewing in the background, and more precisely, inside King Thrash's head.
Let me illuminate something for you.
King Thrash's dream of joining NASA crumbled before his very eyes as he tweeted that Todd Howard lied because you cannot explore gas giants. When he was told one cannot walk on gas, he asked, why not? As he transcended into a video game philosopher. This caught the mainstream media's eye, and an article from .esports titled Starfield Hater Becomes Laughing Stock After Basic Astronomy Blunder couldn't even deter King Thrash's resolve, but the jabs kept coming. Even when Elon Musk's offer to offer free science lessons to him was thoroughly rejected, one of his defenders even accused the media of racism. That old chestnut again. Was it really racist to ridicule King Thrash? Was the color of his skin really the prime motive?
Stop meat writing Todd Howard and Bethesda.
Well, Brother Bari, I don't think so. You see, ponyitis is a disease that affects members of all races equally. Here, take a look at a member of my own race, Ali Tahir, the Pakistani PlayStation plonker. He has made it his identity to wage war not on India, but on Microsoft instead.
My plan is that I will be pilot.
He was comparing the sales of Final Fantasy XVI with Starfield before it even fully released, and was screaming at Metacritic to take a notice of his low Starfield review scores.
Gotcha.
When I shared the video mocking the gas giant gate, guess who popped out?
Let me in! Let me in!
eyebrow nib from Bangladesh. He thinks he's Solid Snake from Metal Gear the way he tries to mask his maneuvers. But let me run Google Translate for you. This slick brother is not fooling anyone. You think he's praising the impressive physics of Starfield, but he's actually downplaying Xbox by swiftly making sure you dare not think it's possible on anything but a PC. Oh, Nibbles, the sauce will always power the chutney. No matter your ethnicity, be you a balding Italian or a Caucasian man living in Thailand, from the depths of Hades or Koalaistan, if you're a pony, you are all equal, but despite the ludicrous levels of lunacy you witnessed today, King Thrasher's tweet is still by far, objectively, the worst of them all. But just like in life, the media should get the blame. I'm just a humble, innocent man watching in shock as the media stokes the flames. GameSpot gave Starfield a 7 out of 10, then spent its entire marketing budget to advertise that it gave Starfield a 7 out of 10. It watched jealously over at IGN, which got all the attention for giving Starfield a 7 out of 10. Angered Xbox fans descended onto Dan Stapleton, who defended himself by exposing that he also suffers from symptoms of ponyitis and that he's absolutely terrible at scoring reviews for his video games. And then, intent on outdoing even King Thrash, here comes Metro UK onto the scene. If you still need evidence that Metro's gaming section is probably run by a group of Resetra's high cholesterol division, here comes an article redefining Baldur's Gate 3 as a PS5 exclusive. And out of nowhere, someone we'd all forgotten managed to lower the bar even more.
Ha ha ha.